New at 11, a move on Capitol Hill, bringing the eyes of the nation back to the steps of the Supreme Court. The House passing a bill that hopes to protect same-sex marriages today. This comes in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. I'm Kimberly Hunt. The move pressuring legislators to stop a SCOTUS reversal on same-sex marriages. ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill spoke with a constitutional law expert on what could be next if the bill becomes law. Ryan?
Yeah, Kimberly, this expert tells me if the bill does become law, it wouldn't be challenged by the Supreme Court without someone bringing it to them. It would have to be brought to the court saying that this violates constitutional rights.
The U.S. House of Representatives moving forward with the Respect for Marriage Act. It's an effort to codify and add more protection for same-sex marriage in the U.S.
Say that if a state were to ban a marriage, which right now states cannot do, but if a state were to ban marriage, if you were married in California or another state where it's legal, you have the right to have that marriage recognized in any other state.
Nancy Marcus has been in the legal field and constitutional law for decades. She says the reason for the bill is in response to Roe v. Wade.
The court threw the question back to the states. And so this federal law is basically anticipating the court might do the same thing with same-sex marriage.
Today's vote was just the first step of the bill. It still has to make its way through the Senate and ultimately be signed by President Biden before it could become law of the land. But what happens if it does?
I would say they can review the constitutionality. The Supreme Court generally has the power to review acts of Congress and decide if they're constitutional.
Marcus says a couple of things would need to happen before the possible new law would be shot down by the Supreme Court.
There would have to be a person to bring that case to the courts in the first place, and they would have to have standing. And second of all, they'd have to have some provision of the Constitution to point to say the Constitution has been violated. Here's the provision of the Constitution that's been violated.
But in Marcus's experience, she thinks that shouldn't happen.
Since there's really no constitutional grounds, there's no one who would have standing, I think it'd be a very difficult challenge to bring. And I doubt that if the Supreme Court were to revisit the marriage issue, it would be through a challenge to this particular federal statute. But this is a court that doesn't necessarily follow precedent. So it's very hard to predict exactly what is going to happen here.
47 House Republicans backed Democrats in the passing of this bill in the House. Reporting live here in the studio, Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News.